Hello, my dear friend in Christ. How are you doing? Father Tony greeting you. I believe the good Lord is still with you. Today I want to talk to you about the caretaker. The one who takes care on behalf of another. Do you know you are a caretaker? Have you ever prayed the Lord's Prayer and say, Our Father, and give us today our daily bread? You never said, give me today my daily bread, but us today our Father. I was struck when I was reflecting on the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 21, verses 33 to 43. When Jesus, in a very wise way, had to tell the story of those who always pray our Father and ask for our daily bread. So he tells them, when you ask me of our daily bread, I give you a person to come into my vineyard where I put you in charge, that they will come for the fruits from that vineyard. You have a vineyard that you are taking care of. It has fruits of joy, of love, of peace, harmony of soul, some few coins in your pocket, a bit of a time for yourself, some beauty that you have, some strength. So when you prayed, Our Father, the Lord gave you all these good things, your knowledge, your intelligence, how handsome you are, how strong you are, the smiling face, and everything. But because he said it was our daily bread, the Lord sent others to come and fetch from it, because it's not for you. Perhaps I should say it's not for you alone. But when they come, do you give or you beat them up? Jesus cautions us that the moment you pray for our daily bread, he puts you in charge of the vineyard that he himself dug around it, made sure that it was well nourished, and you are just a caretaker. A caretaker of your wife, a caretaker of your husband, a caretaker of your children, a caretaker of your roommate, of your flatmate, your neighborhood and the people who are around, the one you see every day by the roadside, begging you for a piece of that daily bread. Sometimes we beat them on their heads, we insult them, we neglect them, we abuse them. But it was our daily bread from our Father. Why? Why must some people come our way and still go back without seeing the portion of that daily bread? Today I want you to reflect how many people have come your way and how many people left with joy in their souls. Do you know they were just coming for their daily bread? You were just a caretaker of that vineyard, that beautiful vineyard that the Lord himself planted and put you in charge. Perhaps you had some smile, your roommate walked in, your study mate walked in, and you frowned, yet God gave you a smile. You had enough food, you have some bread in your fridge, and somebody just around you is hungry. Go to church today and the Sunday school, somebody, a child, a beautiful girl, right there at Sunday school had not eaten. Meanwhile, you have a slice of bread in your fridge. What stopped you from just toasting it, from heating it? Even if it was so cold, it would have brought a smile on the face of somebody who was yearning to fetch from the vineyard of the Lord. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that person at church? That person that you could have just asked, how are you doing? That person would have smiled and felt that he was fetching or she was fetching from that vineyard of recognition. Today I draw your attention to it. You are just a caretaker. It is not for you. It is for us. Somebody needs your attention, but you ignore them. Sometimes perhaps you were a boss. You could have offered that job, but you are seeking for something else. Sometimes you give and you are expecting that person to pay back, all because of egoistic tendencies. You are just a caretaker. Your wife just needs you, but where are you? Your husband needed you, but because he is the man, he should take care of everything that you have, you wouldn't share with him. In the bedroom, you are a caretaker. On the road, you are a caretaker. At work, you are a caretaker. In school, you are a caretaker. Even your fridge is a stock for people who are caretakers, and that is where you belong, and that is where I belong. I remember the day that I smiled at a boy who called me Father Tony. I reversed, smiled at a person, just said hello. When I started driving on, I could see the joy and the pride on the boy's face, telling everybody, yes, Father Tony knows me. I tell you, I would have been doomed if I had kept that smile off the face of that boy. I'm only praying that the many times that I've neglected people as a caretaker, Lord, forgive me. So I pray for this person who hears my voice. And that is why Paul, in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 4, is telling us something very deep. Things we should think about. Things that are noble about people. Things that are good and pure. Everything that is virtuous, worthy of praise. These are the things we should look at and seek out of people who come our way. The Lord is wise, and that is why He brought those particular people your way. Why didn't you meet all the over 7 billion people at the same time? God just selected those you could feed from the vineyard. And so Isaiah cautions us in Isaiah chapter 5, letting us know that that same vineyard was a house of Israel, was a family that is close by you, was that person. And he says we should be mindful because the men of Judah were the chosen plant. That poor girl by you that you see on the street every day, that hungry soul who comes to church and is not clapping and you see a moody face, the one who wears the same clothing every Sunday, those crying babies in the hospitals, that person beside you that you are denying of simple smile, fighting with. Remember, you are just a caretaker. I don't know how you feel now, but don't ignore what I'm saying now. Relook, reassess, redirect your thinking and your identity. Because the more you give, the more the Lord will give you. It is our daily bread, and you are just a caretaker because He is our Father. May our Father who is in heaven, whose name is holy, bless you for taking up the duty of a caretaker. God bless you and fill you with abundance so that you'll be able to give in abundance to people. May it be well with you. I bless you, and I'll speak to you again. Remember, you are a caretaker. God bless you.